Hey guys, welcome to the live stream. Sri Lankan Sammi in Cebu. Welcoming you all. Thank you again for joining for my midweek podcast. I've got a couple of stories to tell you today, but thank you for joining. Whether you're watching live or you're watching afterwards, I want to say thank you so much for your support and your comments. It is 4 o'clock, 4:15 in the afternoon. The reason I'm doing it at this hour, normally I do it about 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Reason is I've got a class. I am swamped. I don't know what's going on over in Korea, but I'm swamped with classes. So I'm really happy. I just signed a new contract for like 3 extra hours a week. And I'm hoping to negotiate with a mom that I met here who is now back in Korea, who wants her 3 kids to join my online class. So yeah, things are going well. I'm really happy. Had a full day today. I mean, I've been up since 7 o'clock. I went to the gym. I met up with Paul. Michael was there. I made a vlog. Oh, I'm busy. I got another vlog. I did 2 vlogs today. I did a vlog yesterday. I'm doing one more tomorrow. So I got to try to like catch up. And I want to be like a week in advance of my vlogs. Thank you again for everyone for supporting the channel. If you want to sponsor, just click the QR code right there. Scan the QR code with your phone and support the channel, or click in the description. Like I said, I truly appreciate. Let me check something, that whether or not I turned on monetization for this? Yes, I did. Okay, very good. Very important to make sure that monetization is on. Otherwise, I don't get paid. And we are doing well in the monetization. I really, truly appreciate you guys taking care of me. I mean, wow, what great viewers I have, supporters. Today we're going to talk about, we have some few things to talk about. I have an adventure to tell you about. And we're going to talk about getting old. I'm doing a couple vlogs on life, and I want to touch base on that today. So comment, let me know, what are your concerns? What are your issues? What are your problems? What are your aspirations? Okay, let's talk about that. Anuj is in town. I'm going to see him maybe Sunday afternoon here, depending on the weather, but definitely next weekend, the 21st. Going to go hang out with him all night, which means I got to take a nap. This Saturday afternoon, you guys are going to see that vlog. I'm going to make a vlog about it. My motorcycle club are taking handmade roses and delivering them around town. And then we're having a meeting, and then we're going to probably go out and have some fun. So I'm going to hang out with my Filipino friends, eat, drink, and be merry. I'll absolutely love hanging out with those guys. They're a lot younger than I am, but they're just so much fun because it is pure Filipino fun. And, you know, they're just young guys, you know, in their 20s. And, you know, I spend $20 and I buy a bottle of whiskey. They are in heaven because they like to drink. So we're also planning our rally for October of this year. And I'm in charge of that. Not in charge, but I'm spearheading the decision-making process. Obviously, it goes to a vote to the membership, but I mean, they're pretty easygoing. I have to make sure it's local, can hold 50 to 60 people, is private, parking, has food access, and is cost effective. So we found a place just close by to here. Again, it's a villa that holds 60 people, has a swimming pool and a jacuzzi, a pool table, barbecue pit, 2 floors, bedrooms, and enough room for 50 people, or sleeping 18 people. But we can probably crash people on the floor and stuff like that. Those guys, they don't care. They're just going to pass out on the floor anyways. And, you know, I'm going to probably, with maybe a couple of the other guys, is sponsor all the drinks, because I want to keep the price of admittance, because we have to split the cost from our dues. Like, we pay dues every month. So the amount of money we have in the treasury plus you know, the ticket price. So last year in December, the ticket price was 800 pesos, which is about $15. And this year I want to try to keep it under 700, maybe 600. So if we can, it looks like the cost of the villa will work out to be about 400 per person if we get 50 people, and then drinks and food. And we can keep that real cheap because we'll get vegetables and pork and just barbecue hamburgers and hot dogs and stuff. And drinks is probably the most expensive thing, but we ordered way too many drinks last time. So we're going to do it a little bit differently this year. And we're going to have a delivery company on call. We're going to start with the beers, couple bottles, and then go from there. We had way too many bottles of alcohol, way too many. We had to carry half the crap back home. So I have a funny story to tell you guys. And thanks for joining again. I truly appreciate it. So I live in a 3-tower condo here at One Pacific Residence, Mactan Newtown, Lapu-Lapu, Cebu. So Mactan Newtown is an upscale community run by Mega World, and it's got 9 towers with another 2 being built right now, and another one coming online in a couple of years. So I live in One Pacific Residence, Tower C. There's 3 towers, A, B, and C. Now, to access the towers, there are 3 elevator banks, but only one of them goes to the ground floor. The other 2 elevator banks, Tower A and Tower C, start at the 4th floor. Oh, no. They all go down to the ground, sorry. But from the lobby, you can only access Tower B. To go to Tower A or Tower C, you have to exit the lobby, go through the parking lot, and then enter the elevators. Most people don't do that. They're shown how to walk through the amenity floor on the 4th floor. Now, if you come out of the elevator, you can get kind of disoriented if you're new to the building. And if you make a left instead of a right, you'll end up at Tower A. If you make a right instead of a left, you'll end up at Tower C. Now, I've done it. I've gone to the wrong tower in the beginning, and I'm looking out because you guys have seen my video of my unit. I look over into the pool. So there's a window right by my door. The other units don't have windows by their front door. So I can see that I'm at my condo because I can see the hotel and I know where I am now that I've been here 4 months. But when I was here the first time, I was looking and I'm like, this looks different. And it's like, it was kind of confusing and I didn't think of anything. And then I look at the door and I look out the window and I'm like, this does not look like my door. It doesn't have the same scratches. And it's like, and then I thought for a second, I'm like, I'm in the wrong tower. And I turn around and I go back and I look at the elevators and it says Tower A. And I'm like, crap, I almost put my key in the wrong door. Another time, a couple months ago, I hear the keys going into the door and someone rattling around. So I look through the peephole and it's actually somebody I know, another expat who I've seen at the pool. I forget his name right now, but I see another expat and I open the door. Hey guys, what's up? And he said, oh, what's going on, Sam? And I'm like, yeah, I think you guys are in the wrong tower. This is Tower C. And they're like, oh, we're in Tower A. Same apartment unit, just in Tower A. They should have changed the lettering or something like that. Anyway. I'm sleeping last night around 9:30. And I'm half dozing. I'm not fully asleep. I'm just went to bed. And I'm in boxer shorts and a t-shirt. And I hear the key go into the door and I'm like, what the And I'm like, what? So I jump out of bed and I go to the door and the door opens. It opened. Somebody opened the door and walked in. And it was a middle-aged couple, white. I didn't have my glasses on, so I couldn't tell. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, you guys are in the wrong apartment. This is Tower C. And they're like, oh my goodness, we're supposed to be Tower A. And they go, but our key opened your door. I'm like, yeah, that's strange. So I texted my property manager and she says, are you sure your door was locked? And I'm like, 99.9999% sure my door was locked. Just force a habit. When I come in, I lock. I've always done it. Since the day I was living on my own, always lock the door when you walk in, because you never know when somebody's going to come around and just open the door because they think it's their unit. They get confused because of the towers, right? She goes, yeah, that's not supposed to happen. The keys are, made differently. And I go, yeah, well, can you look into it? She goes, oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. You didn't do it. It's not your fault. She goes, no, well, I'm responsible and blah, blah, blah. So let's find out what happens there. So I thought I was going to have a few problems with my bank account in South Korea, because South Korean internet uses real name ID. And my bank requires what's called a digital certificate to do online banking. And that is connected to your phone number and to your ID number and blah, 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 blah. So it expires every year. So it expired yesterday or today. So I get a notification, you have to go in and do the change. So I go to try to do it and it like kicks me out. I did it once, I did it twice, then I phoned my Korean bank and they walked me through the steps and it still kicked me out. So then I went back in and I did the typing very slowly and very methodically, and it worked. And I was like, because then I was going to be in so much trouble because I would have only been able to use ATM and withdraw a few $100s. I wouldn't be able to do transfer over the SWIFT. I mean, I would have found a solution. I would have gotten my clients to pay to Lady Sarah, and then she would transfer to me like once every 2 months or something like that. Or I could have gotten my corporate clients wouldn't pay to Lady Sarah, they'd pay to my bank account. But my kids' clients, which I have more of, I make more money from that, they would pay to whatever bank account I wanted. So either they would pay me to my bank account or to, why is this? Okay, now the chat is working. Why wasn't it working before? What's going on? Anyway, all right. Let's see, is the sound working? Why is this? Oh, okay, it's working. All right, let's turn down the music a little bit. All right, there we go. So anyway, guys, please say hi. Let me know you're online. Be more than happy to chat with you about any questions. So I got that fixed because that was a huge concern of mine. Eventually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close down my Korean bank account, my Korean credit card. And so this trip back home, I'm going to open up a Sri Lankan credit card and reinforce my Sri Lankan bank account, give mom power of attorney so that if anything happens with my cards or whatever, that she can go and take care of it. I'm going to eventually close down my Korean bank accounts by the end of this year. And what that'll mean is that my corporate accounts, I'm going to probably end my corporate contracts by the end of the year. They are going to end anyway. And then my kids' accounts, the two companies I work for, I'm either going to have them send it to Lady Sarah, or I'm going to have them every 2 months send me the money over, or once it hits a certain level. Because I'm hoping that by the end of the year, my YouTube income, which comes directly to my Sri Lankan bank account, will be enough to cover my monthly costs. Eagle Kills, I've been in the Philippines since October, and I'm here for another 6 weeks. When I return to Sri Lanka, I'll be in Sri Lanka for April, May, June, and then end of July, I'm leaving. And I'm coming here for a minimum of 18 months, probably 2.5 years. I'll come for 2.5 years and then go home again for 2 months and then come back. 2-3 months for the summer, which is the rainy season here. So I'm pretty confident I'm retiring in. I'm pretty confident I'm retiring in the Philippines, whether it's Cebu or whether it's Bohol or whether it's Dumaguete or outside of Cebu in the mountains. Probably not in the mountains because such a beach guy, but definitely I like where I'm living right now because of the social aspect. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If it wasn't for the fact that I meet new people every single day, I would not be having as much fun. It is the number one thing I was missing in my life, is meeting new friends every single day. This is a tourist area, so I meet tourists, which is so much fun because they're part-time friends. But meeting Terry and Paul, my goodness, let me tell you something. I lived in another condo just 10 minutes from here, and I was out in the pool every day. I met one person in 6 weeks. One in 6 weeks that I made friends with. That's it. Because it was predominantly a working middle class neighborhood that had families. Thanks, Ego Kills. I appreciate it. And thanks for joining. Hey, brother. Sorry, I totally forgot to say hi and thank you. I appreciate it. Listen, Ego, can I ask you, I mean, not to be self-serving or anything like that, but you watch, I'm assuming you watch a lot of YouTube and you subscribe to a lot of channels. What attracted you to my channel? Just so I can have kind of gauge what it is that I should continue doing or that I can improve or focus more on. I'm not asking you to tell me why you love me or anything like that. I'm just saying what was it about my channel that attracted you, the content or what have you? Because I'm trying to make sure I hit the nail on the head, right? So you are, brother. I mean, you watch every single video, you comment on every single video. I see it. I know who are my big supporters. And when I start the membership page, I know the 500 people that I'm going to make free memberships to. I have 1,000 subscribers who's got me to monetization, but the first 500, not the first 500, the strong 500, I know who you are. I have the list. You're on the list, brother. Don't worry. But I'm going to be creating something in the next 2 or 3 months. Be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So today I want to talk about life. It's not easy. I am not saying that retiring in Cebu is going to be easy. I'm not saying that coming here will solve all your problems. For me, it is. For me, I have balanced cost, pleasure. I want to live on the ocean. I want to live in a 3-star, 4-star accommodation. I want to have this lifestyle and I want to be social. So I'm giving up a little bit on one side and I'm gaining a little bit on the other. And so I could have the same thing, but I would be paying more in Sri Lanka. Absolutely, I would be paying more because to live where I want to live is expensive. It's not cheap. Okay. And I've said this before. In Sri Lanka, I am a local in the eyes of locals. And in the broader sense of foreigners, I am a local until I open my mouth. And even then, I'm still a local. So it's a little bit of hey, what do you want, right? Here, when I meet foreigners, they see I'm not a Filipino. They think I'm a tourist. So my first interaction with them is I say, hi, I'm Sam from Canada. Where are you from? So it's not off-putting. It's oh, he's a Canadian and his name is Sam. Oh, my name is blah, blah, blah from blah, blah, blah. Right? Not oh, where are you from? Why the do you want to know? New York style, right? But I've met so many people from so many places, and the fact that Korean, obviously I can speak Korean to them and they're like, wow. French, Spanish, Russians, even Russians. I met somebody from Belarus. They were really nice people. Politics aside, they're really nice people. It was so much fun to talk to them. Met people from Kazakhstan, Mongolia, obviously Americans and British and Australians. But next week, Chinese is going to be huge. I met so many people from China, and I have stories with each one of these people because I have a connection. Chinese, oh, I was born in China, and they're looking at me like, what? And then I show them my birth certificate in Mandarin, and they're like, wow, it's so great. And I'm walking down the street, and the mother comes by and goes, oh, and she's pointing at me and tucking and introducing me to the husband. It's so much fun, right? It's just joyous. And Japanese and Koreans and everybody. And his mom's walking by. She goes, "Well, that's the teacher. That's the teacher." And I'm like, "Oh, annyeonghaseyo." You know, that's so much fun. It's a great thing. I am very popular in the area because I interact with a lot of people. The staff all know me. The staff everywhere, in Lux, in the restaurants, in the hotel, in the condo, in the restaurants, in the grocery store. The security guards all know me up and down the strip because I walk every day. I get outside. Now today, I don't know if I'm going to go outside because it's going to supposedly rain this evening, but I don't finish work until 10 p.m. Maybe I'll go for a walk if it's not raining, but I doubt it. Tomorrow I get to sleep in, so I just downloaded a new video game I want to try. I have 2.5 hours more of work tonight, so I want to get that taken care of, and then play a new video game I just downloaded. Tomorrow, I am going to take a trip to the north part of the island on the motorcycle, and I want Terry to come. I mean, we want to get him a motorcycle to go riding around with. I want him to. I said he can ride my motorcycle, but you know, like, it's not really mine. I'm renting it, so I got to be a little bit careful. I mean, he's a professional motorcycle racer, so I'm not worried about anything. And if anything happens, I'm not worried about it. He'll make me whole. But, you know, I want to go someplace where he can actually, like, open it up a little bit without worrying about, you know. But yeah, I want to get him I want to rent a scooter. He rides my bike. I ride the scooter so he can have some fun, because he'll absolutely love getting on the bike. So Mactan Newtown, my village, is holding a Valentine's Day event on Saturday, although I won't be here for it. And Sunday is supposed to be a huge event for the Mactan Festival. And that is going to be a party. It's supposedly starting around 3 o'clock, and there's going to be a parade of bands, dance off, and then a festival, and the 2 locations. So, you know, I'm part of the Facebook group for the Mactan Newtown Village. And I posted to them, I said, listen, you know, you post a flyer and you say the date, but there's no time and there's no location. Like, how am I supposed to know where this is going to occur? What time? And then they say alfresco. And I'm like, well, there's 2 alfrescos. Alfresco restaurant or alfresco boardwalk. Please be, you know, specific. Put a little map. Because not everybody knows. Not everybody is a long-term like me. Maybe they're just here for Airbnb for 1 week. They don't know. Like, am I supposed to figure it out on my own? So if you want people to come to your events that you spend time and money promoting, be a little bit more specific. And this is because I come from a marketing background. Marketing and promotions. I don't know how people grow beards, man. It's so itchy. I have to I trim it down. I use the clippers and I trim it right down to like, and especially around my nose and my lips. It's always poking into my nose. I hate that. How do you guys do that? How do you men handle having a beard? The reason I don't shave is because I don't like using an electric shaver. Sorry, I don't like using a razor on my face because I have very sensitive skin. And if I use a razor, I like to get it smooth, right? And then that causes irritation on my skin, and it, like every day, I don't like having stubble. It looks bad, it feels bad, and you get ingrown hairs and stuff. But here, if it's like just short, it looks neat, it looks clean. I trim under here and get it nice and like down to like stubble. And then I trim this down to a 1. And it looks real good and feels nice too. But after 2 or 3 days, it's poking everywhere. Oh, first world problems. So here's a warning to you guys. One of my friends, not here, in another place in Southeast Asia, I don't want to get involved with where the person is. I had to send them money because to their bank account, because their card got lost or demagnetized, and they didn't have internet banking set up properly, and there was a whole big kerfuffle. No, it wasn't a scam. It was the right person, because he sent me a message on Messenger, and I said, "Are you for real?" He says, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, where and when did we first meet?" And he was right up. He was like detailed. So it wasn't a hack. It was that person. I've had those before. I had somebody message me on Messenger, and I said, "Well, then switch to our WhatsApp." And he says, "Okay, I'll switch to WhatsApp. Give me 2 minutes." And he switched to WhatsApp. So I knew it was him. And then he did a video call. I had someone text me, "Oh, I'm in this country in Europe and I lost my wallet. Can you please help me out and send me some money so I can get back to my hotel or whatever?" And I'm like, first of all, I haven't spoken to you in 20 years. This is somebody who I used to work with. And second of all, why would you call me and not a family member? And so I texted the so I went onto the person's Facebook page and I posted right on there, "FYI, somebody is messaging me on your Messenger saying that you are stuck somewhere and blah, blah, blah. Are you?" And then they, "Oh, I've been hacked." So anyway, Olympics are on. Mom is super excited because she loves the figure skating. Me, I'm not a big fan of the Winter Olympics, except for maybe the downhill skiing, but I'd rather just watch the highlights. Monday we got the Daytona 500, which is like at 3:00 in the morning. So I'm gonna download it, and Terry and I are gonna watch it in Samurai Restaurant on Monday afternoon or maybe Tuesday. And Sunday the 22nd is the men's Olympic gold medal hockey at 1:00 in the afternoon on Sunday. So we're going to definitely sit down and watch that over a nice meal. And then in March, on Sunday afternoon, is the Formula One on March 8th. So that'll be a great to watch live. So the Philippines actually has one athlete at the Olympics. Is a 17-year-old downhill skier. Go Philippines. No Sri Lanka, lots of South Korea. Obviously, South Korea is a powerhouse in Winter Olympics, but they lost out on the medals for they lost out on medals because they had a fall. And that's the thing in speed skating. You have a fall, that's it. It's over. David Sokar, hey, how are you, brother? Good to see you. Where are you from? You're new? Welcome to the family. Thanks for joining. Let me ask you, what age range are you in? Canada? What part of Canada? Canada's a big country. East Coast, West Coast? Beautiful downtown Toronto. Tirana. What age range are you in? And do you have any questions? More than happy to chat with you, brother. Terry's texting me, and he loves. You're new, yes, you are. I haven't seen your handle on the chats or in the comments before, but welcome to my channel. I truly appreciate it. Manitoba, jeez, brother, let me tell you, that is some cold country you're from. One of my high school friends lives in Red Deer, and man, I am so not happy ever being cold again. Let me tell you, it was 22 degrees here a couple of days ago at night. I was shivering. Whoa, David, you're a youngin'. All right, being Sri Lankan, being Canadian, you respect the Philippines, being honest about life in the Philippines and Filipinos. Hey, thanks so much, brother. I truly appreciate that. I'm not perfect. I'm not right, but I am happy in the way I'm living my life and the things I am doing, right? So I say to this is, oh, thanks. Not talking too much about women and dating. I touch on it because a lot of people are asking, and I kind of like, in a kind of respectful way, I talk about it, about what you shouldn't do, right? Not into drama, brother. And I do respect your opinion, but I'm not going to, someone says, Sam, get rid of the background music. No, it's not going to happen. Okay. It's my channel. I'm going to do what I want to do. Sam, you should do this. You should do that. I'll take it into consideration, but I have a plan for my channel. Okay. And overwhelmingly, it's predominantly my channel. I'm going to follow the consensus, and thank you. I try to be authentic. I had an old YouTube channel, which was all about having fun, and it kind of got lost in the algorithm because I kept pivoting, and it was like 8 years old. And it took me 2 years to get monetized because I was just having fun. Here, I am focused on connecting with people and building a business, right? And I got monetized in 5 months because of people like you, right? You're going to the Philippines in 2 months. Where are you going? I will be back in the Philippines in August for 2 years in Cebu. But I will be traveling around. Terry is coming in October. He's coming back in October. I may go hang out with him in Thailand for a little while because he's gonna come to the Philippines via Thailand. He loves Bangkok, but I'm gonna get him to head down to Pattaya or Krabi, and so we can have some fun and he can experience something outside of Bangkok. Ego Kills. Sorry, I thought that was David. I didn't see that. Ego Kills. Yeah. So, David, you're in Manitoba and you're going to the Philippines in 2 months. David, where in the Philippines are you going? Ego Kills. Appreciate your comments. Yeah, starting in Manila, brother. Is it your first time in the Philippines? Your first time in Manila? Because Manila is a lot to take in. Going from Manitoba to Manila for your first time, you're going to be in for a little bit of culture shock if it's your first time. Okay. So, Ego and David, you guys are both from central Canada, Manitoba and Alberta. Good on you, brothers. Congrats. Welcome. I cannot believe how cold it is this month. I've been seeing videos of Toronto. David, let me tell you something. Okay, I'm going to be very honest. You're 29. You're still young. All right. I remember being 29. Okay. I remember. It was a long time ago. It was it was 30 years ago. Jeez. Was it 30 years ago? Yeah, almost 29 years ago. I'm double your age. Jesus. Holy cow. I'm old. You will love, are you single? Are you married? Do you have kids? Whatever. Manila is a great city. It is very crowded, very noisy, and polluted. But as an adventure, it is a place to start. And then to go to the provinces, brother, let me tell you, Angeles City, Palawan, Davao City in the south, Cebu, Dumaguete, Siquijor. David, then you're going to have fun. You're going to have a great time, okay? You're going to have a really, really good time. Just take it slow. There is no reason to jump head first. Watch a lot of my older videos about life here in the Philippines, okay? I do talk about love in the Philippines and because I'm biased, because I'm divorced and single, and I'm not really interested in shattering my peace. Yeah, what's the weather like for you guys? I'm gonna say minus, right? For me today, it is 33 degrees Celsius, and it was sunny, and now, the sun is setting. It's 5 o'clock. The sun is setting. It's going to get a little chilly and a little rainy. Tomorrow we have a weather system coming in at night, which will cause a little bit of rain. And then supposedly it's going to clear up. Yeah, David, Cebu is a very good soft landing. You're not going to get overwhelmed. And there are direct flights from most countries. If you're coming here, you're obviously either coming via Korea or Japan, Singapore, or, to Singapore and then to here. You're coming the westwards. Most other people from Toronto are coming the other way. Or maybe, and I don't know. Which way would you come? No, everyone would come that way, via Singapore or Tokyo or Korea. But you're arriving in 2 months. It's going to be the rainy season, start of the rainy season. And it's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. So get a lot of shirts that are, that it's sort of like a nylon. All the Filipinos wear them. You're going to see them. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I wear it all the time. You're coming via Japan? Yeah. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So you guys have seen me in my Formula One shirts, right? So this material, this kind of like nylon material, right? Soccer shirts or stuff like that. This stuff is cool as ever. Like, you're not going to get sweaty. You're going to sweat, but you're not going to sweat through your shirt, right? Very cool. Or linen, get linen. And you're not going to need socks. Get a good pair of walking shoes with like little socks, like ankle socks, and like 3 or 4 pairs of shorts and 7 pairs of boxer shorts. Or if you like briefs, then wear briefs. But let me tell you, it's hot. You're not going to need anything. And a good spring jacket, like waterproof jacket with a hood. Lightweight. Both of you guys are coming. Hey, why don't you guys fly together? Or meet in Japan? Look at this. I've started a new friendship. You guys should exchange email addresses and then, take to see if you guys are flying in at the same time. David, watch a lot of my videos. Like, look at the titles and see which one interests you on traveling, right? I have traveled all over the world. This is the 10th country I've lived in. I've lived in 10 countries. I've spoken 9 languages. I have 2 passports. I have 2 permanent residences, and I'm working on my 3rd one here. I have driver's licenses in 4 countries. I have bank accounts in 3 countries. I have ID in 3 countries. And I have visited over 110 countries. Right? And like I said, I've spoken 9 languages. So I'm worldly. I was born in China. I'm Sri Lankan by blood. I grew up in Europe. I was raised in Canada, and I lived in Korea for 20 years. I've lived in North America and Korea about the same. I lived in North America from the age of 7 to 38. So I lived just over 30 years in North America, and I lived 20 years in Korea. And now I'm 4 years in Sri Lanka and a year in Philippines. So, I've got possibly 40 years left of life. Where I'm going to live for the next 20 years is probably here. In the last 20 years, I'm going to get a retirement home in Sri Lanka because I'm a citizen, and it's a lot easier to be there financially and everything like that. End of life and stuff like that, instead of dealing with it here. So David, I think my suggestions to you is to look through my vlogs, and then any questions you have, just hit me up in the vlog. I'll see it and I'll answer, or join in the live stream to ask questions that you might have. Let's see here. We have about another, I'm going to say 40 minutes because I have a class that I have to go to. So don't stress too much, guys. We have a lot of time. Yeah, Ego, your Davao City, you were telling me before how beautiful it is. But I just saw a video on Instagram today about a gunfight in Mindanao. And Terry's Filipino lady friend was saying, yeah, it's not a safe place. She goes, she will never go. And she's from Central Visayas. Paul's girlfriend is from Luzon. And she says she doesn't know anything about Mindanao, but she would never go. Never in a million years. But Angel is from like the provinces. Bobby is from the city. Right? So you guys got to exchange email addresses so that you can connect up or figure something out. Or you can send me an email and then I'll connect you guys up or what have you. But that's so cool that you guys are both Canadians, both coming here, both. Look at this. I've started a new friendship. I've introduced people. I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, so traveling in the Philippines, the first thing I'm going to suggest is don't overpack. You're not going to need a lot. And here's the funny thing is you can buy whatever you need here, cheap. Okay? There's no need to pack all of that stuff. Your toiletries, you don't need it. Your clothes, just basics. And like your favorite shirts and swimsuits. Toiletries, buy them when you get here. What else do you pack? Like your laptops and your electronics, minimum. Thanks, David. I appreciate it. Lots of love to you, brother. Lots of love to you. And sorry, David, it's not just retiring and living in Southeast Asia. I also talk about financial. Now, I'm not an expert, okay? I'm not an expert, but I am financially independent, okay? And I only started saving 6 years ago. I had no money 6 years ago. I've been debt-free for 20 years. Okay, after I came to Korea, I became debt-free, but I never saved anyway. I wish I did, but I was stupid. And that's the thing, is I'm doing a Truman Show style. Like, these are the mistakes I made, don't make them yourself. You know? So I talk about the 3 pillars of stress. There's 3, like a stool. And if you succumb to one of those stresses, the stool falls over. There's physical stress. So if you're not healthy, that causes stress. And that leads to medical issues and costs, which bumps into the second pillar, which is financial stress. If you owe money or not making enough money or spending too much money, that causes stress, which then affects your health, which then affects your financial. It's a vicious circle. And the final thing, and this is the one that kills people, kills us men. Startlink, or do you mean Starlink? And what do you mean available in the malls? Like, do you want to buy your own Starlink account? Let me know what you're asking. The final one is emotional stress. Yeah, there's these things called anchors that I talk about. It's like, do you have family back home that you're responsible for? Do you have debt that you are responsible for? These things will cause you issues when you try to retire. If you are not stable in your emotional, spiritual relationships. Ego, thanks a lot, brother. Take care of yourself. We'll see you on the other side, brother. All right. Don't forget, Saturday mornings, Friday night in North America. Join us next time. Okay, brother? See you on the other side. If you don't have your heart and your mind and your soul right, you're going to get hurt. Starlink is available in the Philippines. It just debuted recently. I don't know what the rules are. So what I would suggest is contacting Starlink directly and asking them, right? If you're coming here permanently, then I don't know. I don't know enough about Starlink. Let me tell you this. In most areas of the Philippines, I have not had internet issues because I live in built-up areas, and even with power outages, they have generators. Even after the typhoon, they had generators. So it wasn't a problem. And I can live without internet. I'm not that big of a deal, right? And the other thing is that I have an unlimited internet plan on my phone for 800 pesos a month, which is about $15. So that's a backup. I pay about 2,000 pesos a month for high-speed fiber internet in my room, which has gone down once because it's prepaid. So they forgot to prepay my account. When I come back, it's going to be my account. So I'll make sure that I set it up under my name. All the bills are going to go under my name when I come back. But when I was in Subic Bay, I had the fastest internet I have ever seen in my life, even faster than South Korea. It was 990 megabits per second. Like, I had 99% of 1 gigabit. Upload and down. It was blazing fast. I think right now I've got 300 and 200, which is more than enough for what I need. I need more upload than I do need download. I'm opposite to most people. Most people need a fast download. I need a fast upload because of my YouTube work. Wow, you'll be here for 6 months. Okay, here's a rule, David. okay, that you need to be aware of. Please use an online calendar or alarm for your visa renewals. There's also a piece of paper that your visa stamp is on. You must keep that with your passport. Also, take a picture of your passport page and a picture of your visa at all times, every time you get one. All right. Well, one thing about Starlink is that if it's raining, the quality is crap. And if you're here for 6 months starting in 2 months, you're here in rainy season. And your Starlink is not going to have quality connection because it's going to be raining for 2 or 3 days. And that's, you know what happens with rain and satellite. The quality drops dramatically. So I would join a Starlink Facebook group, Philippine Starlink Facebook group, to see what they have to say. I won't use Starlink. Not interested in that. I need wired. I prefer wired. Especially where I'm living, I don't have a problem with the infrastructure. So, David, you land, you get a 30-day free tourist visa. Then immediately, within the first week, go to immigration, find the local, it's called Bureau of Immigration, so BI. Google it on Google Maps, find the closest one, go in the morning on a Tuesday or Wednesday, prepare to be about an hour. All you need is your passport and cash, okay? And get your 29-day extension, okay? Now you're covered for 59 days. 2 weeks before your 59 days, go again and get your 2-month extension. So now you'll be 4 months. At that point, you have to pay for what's called an ARC card, or alien registration card. That'll cost you an extra like $80. Some months you'll pay this much, some months you'll pay this much, some months you'll pay this much. It changes every month. But on average, for a year, it's about $50 a month. So then you'll get a 2-month extension. Now you're at 4 months. 1 month before your expiration, go again and get a 2-month extension. Now you're at 6 months. If you stay 1 day longer than 180 days, this is very important. A lot of people don't know this. You cannot leave the country without an exit clearance certificate. Now, here, let me show it to you. Okay, let me show it to you. Okay, share. So, for tourist visa holders, 6 months, but less than 1 year. So 180 days to 364 days, you pay directly the exit clearance certificate at the airport upon departure. So you have to give yourself an extra 30 minutes to an hour at the airport to line up, to go to this booth, to fill out the form, get your ECC, and pay your fee. Okay, that is if you're 181 days, but less than 364 days. If you're more than 365 days, you have to go to the district office 2 weeks before your departure to leave your passport, and then come back for it in 3 to 5 days. It could take up to 2 weeks. So there is no emergency departure. Okay. So you do this thing where, oh, I have a death in the family, I have to leave. Nope. Here in Cebu, it takes 3 days. 24 to 72 hours, she said. Now, here's the thing. Do not believe anything you read online or from anyone, even me. But I have spoken directly with the immigration officer. She says, just come here and ask us. We will tell you the truth because it's our job. Right? Now, the other thing is that you need a return ticket. All right? I don't know whether immigration asks for it when you land or where the airline asks for it when you leave. Now, I flew round trip. So I don't remember them telling me, asking me about, sorry, I have one more thing I got to find for you. I don't remember them asking me about my return, but Singapore Airlines already knew I was have a return ticket. So you have to have a return ticket. If you don't have a return ticket, Google fake return tickets for $5 or $10. You can get a fake return ticket. All right. Another thing, David, click on this link or copy this link. You must register before you land and get a QR code. Have the QR code screenshotted or saved on your phone to show immigration when you land, because you need that QR code. You do the QR code about 3 to 5 days before you arrive. You need your flight details, your departure details, your location that you're staying, all different kinds of things, and that will help you, okay? You do not need to pay an airport, or you do not need to pay a departure tax. It's included in your airline ticket, unless you're flying out on a domestic airline or a local airline. But if you're flying in, I'm going to assume you're flying on an international carrier, not a low budget carrier, but your ticket includes the departure tax. So don't worry about that. Never pay for any company to service your entry or exit into the country. Never pay any company to get you your visa unless you're lazy, which is not a bad thing because time is money. You can hire a company like a tour agency or whatever. They will pay. You hand them your passport, and 3 days later, you got your visa. But you're paying an extra $30 to $40 to get something. I go to the local immigration office in Cebu. In Lapu-Lapu. Okay, Cebu is an island, and then Lapu-Lapu is an island off of Cebu. And I go there and I'm in and out in 17 minutes. In and out. That's how fast it is. Now I have to drive over there, but I have my own motorcycle, so it's not that big a deal. Terry, he didn't want to go through with it all. He just paid our property manager has also a service where they do it. She says he paid like 2,000 pesos, which is like $35. So here's how you do the calculation. So if you see 1,000 pesos, drop 2 zeros. Now it's 10. Double it. That's approximately how much USD it is. Approximately. Gives you kind of an idea about the price range. So 1,000 pesos, about $20. It's actually 18, but it gives you an idea in USD. In Canadian dollars, I don't know because I don't deal in Canadian dollars. I left Canada 20 years ago. So I don't get paid in Canadian dollars. I don't think about Canadian dollars. I think in Korean won and USD. That gives me an idea of what it's worth. So, that is fast. Okay. In Sri Lanka, getting anything done takes 2 days. Like getting my driver's license renewed is a full day adventure if I check all the boxes. If I have to do something else, I got to come back. I had to go back 3 times for my first renewal. 3 times. That's crazy. Just to renew my driver's license. I got to do it again when I go back. And then when I come here, I'm going to exchange it into a Filipino driver's license. Then I don't have to worry about my license expiring, which it will in the 2 years that I'm going to be staying here. My license will expire. But when I go back, I will exchange my Filipino driver's license or my Korean driver's license. I'll have a driver's license in 3 or 4 countries. Jesus, you can go anywhere. Oh, if you're going to drive, get an international driver's permit. Now, you can drive on your country's driver's license for 90 days from arrival. You exchange your driver's license for a Filipino one, which takes a full day. I don't have a Philippine driver's license. I have an international driver's permit and my Sri Lankan driver's license. I also have my Korean driver's license. I don't know when that expires. I don't even know when it expires. Maybe it's expired. I don't even remember, but it doesn't matter because I use my Sri Lankan driver's license to get my international driver's permit. Okay, because I stayed here longer than 90 days. Sorry, can you give me 1 second? I have some pasta cooking. I gotta turn it down. Sorry guys, thanks. I'm just cooking some bulk pasta and bolognese sauce. Yeah, so you can get your international driver's permit from any company. You can call CAA, you can call the driver's license office, and there's online companies. It's a standard thing. Just look for it. I think it cost me 10 or 20 bucks. And I got it mailed to my house in Sri Lanka. You have to send them a digital copy of your driver's license with the endorsements, like what level of cars can you drive. So I can drive a car and a motorcycle, so because I have both endorsements, so I'm allowed to drive a motorcycle. Make sure if you're wanting to drive a motorcycle, that you get that endorsement. Now, because I lived in Sri Lanka and Thailand and Southeast Asia for the last 20 years, my stomach is used to the bacteria of these countries. Thailand, I don't eat street food. I do eat street food here. I eat at a local street kitchen 3 times a week with no problems. Never had any problem. I have not had stomach issues at all in the 5 months I've been here. What else do you need to do? Make sure you tell your bank what you're doing. Make sure you increase your ATM withdrawal to the maximum amount, which is about the maximum you can withdraw at an ATM here is $700 US, which is the HSBC machines. The other machines, about $350 US. So make sure that is set up. Make sure that you tell them, I'm going to be using an ATM to withdraw. What account should I set up? What card should I use? I would suggest talking to your credit card company. Make sure you get travel insurance for your flight And then medical insurance, not emergency medical insurance. If you have a house, you're covered under your house's critical care, like if you have cancer or you get into a motorcycle accident or something like that, or a car accident, or you're burned or something like that. Your critical care is covered under your homeowner's insurance, or it should be. What you want is, like, at your age, you don't need medical coverage. Like if you break your arm, it'll cost you $50. I broke my foot. It cost me $80. In and out of the hospital in 45 minutes, right? And that was at a private hospital, not a public hospital, private hospital. Even in Sri Lanka, I don't get medical coverage at the age of 58 because I'm healthy. And I'm covered under my house's critical care. I have home insurance, homeowner's insurance, because the home is under my name in Sri Lanka. So I'm covered for critical care, like cancer, transplants, and heart attack, stroke, those kinds of things. But like going to the doctor, dentist, eyeglasses, I pay those out of pocket. Check out my videos on medical here. I'm going to be doing another one on health care and health insurance because I'm exploring that. And I'm going to actually do visas as well. Yeah, fast and cheap. Let me tell you, Southeast Asia, it's not like North America. I mean, Canada, we're used to free healthcare, but we're used to like waiting 6 months. Here, no, you don't have to worry about that. And I went into emergency. So, all right. So the markets closed in Sri Lanka. Let's see how I did. Oh, we were up. Yeah, it was a down day yesterday, but my stocks are up a year and a half now, and I'm up 116%. That's 116. How did my gold do? Gold. Let's see. $51.3. Very good. 52.3. Sorry. 52.3. Up 1%. Wow. Would you look at that? Money everywhere. So I dropped from like 63% down to 37%. Now I'm back up to 52%. And that was because of that big crash that happened about a week ago. I'm not worried. I'm buy and hold for the next 2 years until I get my Canada pension plan. So I get a Canada pension plan, and then I'm taking it at 60. And then at 65, I'll get my old age security. So those two will supplement my income from my passive income that I get from my investments, and then also my YouTube. And I'll also keep working. Yeah, I'm working a couple of hours a week, and I'm bringing in $1,000 a month. I don't trade crypto. I'll never trade crypto. It's just too volatile, and I don't have discretionary funds to put into that. So basically what happened, David, I was debt-free when I landed in Korea. And the way it works in Korea is you put down a huge deposit. Okay. I bought gold a year ago. Okay. So my profit is unrealized. Now in Sri Lanka, you have to buy gold bars. You can't buy gold stock. So it's bars. I didn't pay any tax on them, but I didn't get a receipt for them. So I can't export them or sell them to anyone else except the guy I bought it from, who is reputable. I have no problem. They've been in business for 40 years. So at the beginning of COVID, I had I had a couple months of savings, but I had no real retirement savings. And I'm like 52 years old. and COVID started, and I'm like, I'm not working I used to run one of the biggest nightclubs in Korea, 2,000 people, and I was paid an insane amount of money, like 4 or 5,000 US dollars a month to drink and talk to pretty girls. But I was spending it all because I was living in luxury. I had a 3-bedroom condo on the hill overlooking Seoul, living next door to the CEO of Samsung. I was overspending and living a life. I had no obligations, right? So the way it works there is you put down a large deposit and then you don't pay rent. And then in 2 years, you get that deposit back. The landlord uses it as an investment. So yeah, I made really good money because of my age and my education and the amount of time I spent in Korea. And I also made a killing teaching English. Like even today, I'm teaching English. I'm making a killing just working a couple hours a day. I work 4 days a week, a couple hours. I work less than 10 hours a week. I work a regular full-time week. I do it a month. So I'm very happy with that. And that covers my monthly costs. But I'm not saving anything. All my savings that I earned over the last 6 years. During COVID, there was nothing to do but work. I worked 60 hours a week, 7 days a week for the last 5 years. And now all that money went into stocks, term deposits, and gold. And I'm over 116% and 52%. My term deposits are only making 11%, but I just sunk a whole crap ton of money into gold when it was down. I don't have any cash savings, but when I come back to Sri Lanka, I'll put some money into cash just for liquidity purposes, just for emergencies. Yeah, I always have to have that. Anyway, YouTube is gonna pay me. So I hope that is going to supplement my income. And then what I'm going to do is in 2 years, I'm going to have YouTube, I'm going to have pension, I'm going to have a little bit of work, and then I'm going to have the interest from my investments. All of that together is going to fund my retirement. Dating life here is very easy. I'm not going to comment too much about it because it's creepy. I'm just going to say, you know what? Whatever you want, you can get. If you want a one-night stand, you can do that. There's apps for that. If you want a wife with kids, you can do that. If you want a woman who you can marry and have kids with, you can do that here. It's very easy. Okay. If you want young, old, whatever you want, you can have it here. It's very easy. As long as you're sincere. If you're a pig, you can get away with it, but not for long. Remember, you are a guest in this country. You're not a citizen. Yeah, David, I'm never going to touch crypto. My money is guaranteed income. Like I am guaranteed income on my stocks because the market has to basically implode for me to lose money. I'm 116% profit. The market basically has to crash. We have to have a 2007 crash for me to lose anything. And gold goes up and down and up and down, but it always goes up in the long term, right? And term deposits, guaranteed money. It's locked in, guaranteed. Crypto, I mean, look at Bitcoin today. I was offered $100 of Bitcoin free in 2009 when it debuted. I had a friend who was working at one of these crypto companies or something like that. And he was involved in it somehow. He's a tech guy. He says, here's $100. I said, not interested. He says, all you got to do is pay the admin fee to the website. You get $100 worth of Bitcoin, but you can't sell it for a year. I'm like, yeah, I'm not interested. Because I didn't know. I knew it was something that was going to be revolutionary, but I was narrow-minded. I would have sold, and it was 10 cents at that time. It was 10 cents per coin. Today it's like 50,000. I would have sold it when it hit $1. I wouldn't have kept it. I would have sold it when it hit $1. So yeah, my investment strategy when I was that age was in and out. Now I'm buy and hold. I don't panic. Just buy and hold. Anyways, guys, I got to wrap up today. David, thank you so much, brother. If you can do me a favor, when you watch a vlog, can you hit the thumbs up button and put like a smiley face comment? It can be any comment. It can be a smiley face, an emoji, anything that helps the algorithm. And it gets the vlog in front of other people just like you, okay? Who are interested in this kind of information and this kind of content. I really, and you know what? I wish I bought gold when it was $250 an ounce. I remember 45 years ago when it was $250 an ounce, right? That's why they say hindsight is 2020, right? So thanks again, David. I really appreciate it. Don't focus on get rich quick. Focus on your abilities and your future. Okay, don't gamble. Get in, secure your financial base, and then start investing. Be debt-free. Have 6 months worth of savings for living expenses. Have a skill that you can sell online. Me, I'm an English teacher. I can sell that anywhere, anytime. And then start investing. Now, let me tell you this. At 30 years old, if you sacrifice the next 8 years and buy nothing, live on craft dinner and ramen, and live in a piece of shit studio apartment, and don't buy clothes, don't go on vacation, don't buy coffees, eat sandwiches and ramen every day for the next 7 to 8 years, you can retire a millionaire. I guarantee it to you. I guarantee it to you. Okay? And you work 40 hours a week. And then you work extra on the weekends with a side hustle. You can retire. Sacrifice 7 years for the next 50 years of happiness and joy with no stress, right? How much stress do you have? Watch my vlogs and learn how to get rid of that stress so you can live happy. Guys, I gotta go. I gotta get ready for work. Gotta make that money. I am really happy to meet you, David. All right. Thank you for joining the family. It's really wonderful to meet you. If you have any questions about travel, look at all my vlogs, watch them, see if there's any info that you need from them, and then we can talk later. Ego, thanks again for joining. I really appreciate it. Always love to see you guys. I am Sri Lankan Sammi. Sammi in Cebu, telling you guys, learn to live life. Don't let life live you. Be good to each other. Be kind. Be helpful. Be supportive. Okay? Be supportive. That's the most important thing. And remember, we're not strangers. We're just friends who haven't met yet. I will see you all on the other side.